weirdly enough, I've only just got the car, but I'm actually on my way to Donnelly and Taggart in Derry, and basically this car is due for a recall randomly, the 86, and sorry. So yeah, the car is due for a recall for valve springs, which I wasn't aware of, but luckily enough, so it means that I get a full service for free, and they're also going to fit a clutch and spark plugs without any labour costs, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, pretty happy about it. It's an engine out recall because they have to change the valve springs, so they also will change the gaskets and things like that. Sorry. Yeah, so yeah, they'll change the rocket cover gasket, and just pretty awesome. So I get to get a free service, get the car looked over, and everything fitted without labour, so I can't really complain. And hopefully I'll get a GT86 as a courtesy car as well, so if I do get a new one, I'll do a review. If I don't, I'll show you my shit Corolla that I'll probably get. So I don't think they like cameras in here, and I'm not really confident enough to walk in with one, so I'll see you when I get back. Okay, so unfortunately I didn't get a 2019 GT86. I got a 2019 Corolla instead, a 1.2 something, I'm not even sure. Yeah, not the most exciting thing in the world, but at least it's a new car and it's actually pretty nice to drive, but not very exciting to drive. It has a sport mode button, but I wouldn't go trying to race anything in it. But let's show you this very boring standard Japanese car. It's no GT86, but sure, it's something for me to drive and not care too much about, which is pretty badass in some ways, I suppose. But I can't really complain because it's all for free as part of the recall, so it's not so bad. And just for a bit of context, for people who don't know about the GT86 recall, it's I know I mentioned it earlier, it's the part of the valve springs, but I was chatting with the technician, and basically you get a full service because they have to take the engine out and they have to break it apart, so they have to empty the oil out, so you get oil filters. They also have to take the aircon out, so you get a free recharge on that and a safety check on that. Also, because I'm getting the clutch and spark plugs done, and being a boxer engine, the heads of both sides are basically parallel with or perpendicular, parallel or perpendicular, depending on how you look at it, to the frame rail, so you actually have to lift the engine to change the spark plugs. So this way I don't have to worry about it. I can just get them to do it now while the engine's out, so there's no labour involved. So it's basically a refresh of the engine, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'll pick this up whenever I get the car back, and hopefully at that stage I'll be fitting the splitters and coilovers and everything like that, ready for the Donegal Rally, which for all you who don't know is basically the whole of Letterkenny turns into a big rolling car show, and it's pretty badass. So hopefully I'll get some video footage of that as well. So chat to you soon. Yo, so another day, another GT86 install, and another noisy ass road. So apologise again for the shit audio, but So I'm going to put in the coilovers today, and I'll film as much as I can. I'm not really sure how the hell to do it, so I'm probably going to have to YouTube it. But I said Toyota are probably the same since 1989, so we'll see how we get on. But I'll grab the coilovers first and show you which ones I got. I actually bought them second hand, but they're pretty good condition. I was going to buy a set of new BCs and I seen these ones and I thought, feck it, they look pretty good. They were low miles, they only seen 6 months on the car, so I was like, yeah, buying them. So I'll go grab them and I'll show you what they look like. So here they are. They're the BR range, and they've got the, let me see, you've got the adjustable camber top mounts, and strangely, I'm not sure why, but these particular ones they're utilising the standard GT86 top mounts, and then they have a spring that goes from the BC to the top mount. I'm not sure if that was a cheaper option at the time, but looking at the specs, they all match up pretty perfect. Like, so I suppose if it was going to be cheaper and you're going to use your standard top mounts, why not? But it all looks pretty good. There's no real wear on them at all. A bit of surface rust where the bolts have like maybe taken a bit off the paint, but other than that, everything's perfect. Like, so I'm just, before I install them, I'm going to check the preload to BC spec and maybe match them up a bit better, because I noticed that this one looks like it's set a little bit different to this one, either on height or preload. So I'll set the preload in all of them exactly the same and then even them out, and then we'll fit them and see what happens. To set the preload as far as BC is concerned is to, let's see here, what the hell, okay, my camera just freaked out, that's better. So maybe what BC recommend is whenever to loosen off both collars, locking collars, loosen off until the spring is moving slightly and there's a little bit of play in it, then tighten it as far as you can by hand until there's a bit of preload, and then run the bottom collar up until it's flush, and then tighten this here until it's 4 mil, and according to them the C-spanner is 4 mil, so if you can fit the C-spanner in between both of them, that's enough preload. So that's pretty self-explanatory, I suppose, in some ways. So that's what I will do. Let's see what 4 mil is. 4 mil is probably more than what I had previously said of a turn and a half. So I have no tripod for the camera, so I'll do that now and then I'll pick it up afterwards. Okay, so to set the preload as far as the BC's video that I watched, you turn this by hand, as I was saying previously. So make sure the spring itself is loose, then you'll turn the upper locking collar until you can't really do it anymore by hand, then bring the lower locking collar up, and then they say to give it 4 mil of preload. God, I hate these spanners. And according to BC, 4 mil is exactly the width of the C-spanner. So yeah, so then you bring the lower locking collar up, tighten that.
Why is it not working? And that's the preload set. I've done this one already, this side of the shot, so I would not fuck up on YouTube. So I suppose I have to bleed that way, do you? No, I don't care. Oh shit, I ruined all the side of my bloody things now. Okay,
So let's put them in the car.